Hi, everyone, and welcome to this very special two-part episode of We Talk Tech. In the first part, we're going to be discussing safety and how you can use the smart home technologies we offer here at Technology for Living to enhance your personal safety around your home. In the second part, we're going to be talking about privacy and how you can ensure that your privacy is being maintained and respected while also reaping the benefits of smart home technology. I hope you enjoy.
All right, welcome back to We Talk Tech, everybody. We got a fun episode today, a very informative episode. We're going to be talking about safety around smart tech devices, how you can use smart tech devices to increase the safety in your home, but also how to manage the privacy risks associated with smart tech devices. And we've got two great guests with us today. Ian, why don't you introduce our guests?
So excited. So we have Jocelyn Maffin, who is the manager of BC Spinal Cord Injury Resource Center of Spinal Cord Injury BC, and Taylor Danielson, our very own community coordinator.
All right, thanks for joining us, guys. And we're gonna keep the really fun privacy stuff for after. We're gonna get going with the safety stuff first. So I know the first one's not really a smart device, but it has huge security implications for our members. So we're talking automatic door openers. So let us know a little bit about how you use automatic door openers to increase the safety or security in your home.
Yeah, so smart doors. I have two smart door openers on my home, front and back door. Um, and I really love them for the security, and I think that they are incredible for safety as well, especially if you're alone and you need to exit the house for whatever reason. I think the most common reason would be a fire, but there could be other reasons as well. They're going to allow you to do that if you don't have the physical ability to open your doors independently.
I love it, and I think you're absolutely correct that it does give me that peace of mind that if for some reason I was home alone and there was an issue where I had to exit my home, then now I'm able to, and that's very new for me. So I'm really excited to have that independence and that peace of mind.
Excellent. All right, thanks for that. And you guys both mentioned it, or you all mentioned it, smart locks, and how you can use them in association with your door opener. What kind of smart locks do you guys have, and what uses do you have for them?
I can tell you about mine. I have, darn it, I don't remember the brand, but it works with my Apple HomePod system. It works really well. At first I was not that interested in using the voice command because it has a touch screen on the outside, or not touch screen, but like a pad on the outside, and um, I was always able to use that. But it's actually saved us a couple of times just by um, having arms full or me being too far away. Like, I called out to unlock the door when I couldn't get up to open it, and that's always nice. So, um, it, it was certainly a little more useful than I thought it was going to be, and our last one wasn't interconnected with our HomePod system, so this one's a lot more useful.
So Ian and I both use August smart locks, which are the same brand that we supply to our Technology for Independent Living members, and they work pretty well. I have issues here and there, but they've been reliable enough that I do trust them to, lock and unlock reliably and keep the house secure. I really like being able to use voice commands, as Ian mentioned earlier, through my iPhone, and I feel that it's more secure because it does require you to use Face ID if your device supports that before the device will actually unlock. So it needs to verify that it's you. If your device doesn't support Face ID, it'll require something equivalent like a PIN code or Touch ID. But generally that works, and
Hmm.
I feel a bit more secure about it. And of course, I can use Alexa to lock and unlock the doors as well. Alexa uses a voice pin, which is pretty good. It's better than nothing. So what I mean by that is if you ask Alexa to unlock your door, you need to also follow that up with a voice pin, which is um, again better than nothing. But if you're in a shared household where Perhaps you have caregivers and you don't want them to know your voice PIN. This can be detrimental because you have to say it out loud. There's no way around that. But for locking the door, it's really, really useful because you don't need to, there's no voice PIN. It just locks the doors because there's no security implications for locking them versus unlocking them. So I like that. Sometimes when I set an alarm late at night, Alexa will use its new feature called hunches, which will kind of intelligently guess at what you might want to do. So if I set an alarm late at night and my back door is still unlocked, Alexa will say, "By the way, your back door is unlocked. Would you like me to lock it?" And I, of course, say yes because I'm very forgetful and I left the back door unlocked, right? Any experiences you'd like to share with your August locks, Ian?
So I've been using it with Siri and Google, and Google functionality is very similar to Alexa's. I also like having automation. So at a certain time of day, after my caregivers are here, then the door will lock, and then it will ask me when I go to bed with my goodnight routine, what the state of the locks are, and if I would like to lock it, which is really handy.
My husband set that up for us too. For him, I think it's more of a like comfort thing, just knowing that it's everything's sort of locked down. But so it wasn't something I necessarily decided. But I have those moments once in a while where I'm like, did I turn the oven off? Is the door locked? You know, and it's a bit of a production to get up and out of bed for me. And so it saves me having to wonder at least. And I don't know. Do you guys use Apple
Yeah.
Watches? So I drop my phone a lot, and I have a lot of trouble with like keeping it on my lap. And I have a lanyard now, but still, I don't know why it's slippery. And I have found the Apple Watch has been a really big help because it keeps uh, the access to Siri really easy and close, but it's not intrusive. It doesn't cause me any major issues. And even if my hands are full, I have found the tip of my nose is a pretty reasonable, like, tapping device in a pinch, right? So,
Yeah, no, I think we've all touched our Apple Watches with our nose. You're not alone there. Um, but yeah, the Hey Siri feature, right? It's so easy to use, and I'm sorry for everybody watching. I just turned on your Apple devices, but yeah, it is a nice feature to have. It's nice and close and convenient. So just quickly moving away from the locks, we're going to stick with the door area and smart doorbells. I know they all got cameras in them for obvious reasons, but what are you guys using for smart doorbells, and do you have any unique uses for them?
No, no. I've tried. A while ago I was testing a number of different brands, and I didn't really find one that I loved, and so I have a camera. I have a Wise camera outside the front door, and that will give me a notification if there's somebody out there. So that's my trick, and it works pretty well.
I do have a smart doorbell, but it's a bit more specialized than the ones that you would find from, say, Ring or Nest. It's a unified G4 Protect doorbell or something
sounds
very similar to
fancy.
that. Yeah, and it does require additional hardware to function, so this is not a recommendation for you to go out and buy one at your Best Buy. My favorite thing is that it's an instant connection, and that with Ring doorbells, they usually need to go out to the cloud to send that notification to your phone or your other devices. With this one I've got, it's all local, so it's not going out to the cloud. It's sending an instant notification to my phone. So whenever somebody rings it's half a second before it hits my phone, which is really nice. So you can nobody's standing out there waiting for 10 seconds for your device to connect.
So we do provide doorbells, smart doorbells for TIL members, and typically we'll use the Nest Hello or the Ring doorbells. And one thing for our members to realize is that if you are living in a strata or in a building, you will need special permission to have these installed outside your door, which we've learned the hard way. We've installed them and then quickly had to uninstall them because they didn't have permission to install them outside their doors. So yeah, so moving on to the cameras then, and I think you all have cameras, and I think there's a very good story coming from Jocelyn.
I guess I'll jump in. So we have the Nest cameras, and we have a bunch of them. I have a detached house, and we got the cameras, and that gave us a lot of peace of mind because, again, as I mentioned, I'm not going to jump to my feet and run out the door if there was an issue, right? I just can't respond that fast. And so it gave us the peace of mind that I could at least check and see what was going on. But we also have cameras that face forward to the front door so that I can, peek out, um, and um, on the garage and stuff. So if we had a lot of wind on the island, and um, there's lots of bumps in the night. But the funniest one happened just this winter where we heard a noise from where our recycling wheelie bins are out the back of the house. Um, and it was such a sudden noise, and it was in the middle of a pretty heavy snowfall just after Christmas. Um, and we both looked at each other and were like, "What the heck was that?" And usually it's the garage, or sorry, the barbecue lid in the wind, but it wasn't. And so we both like pulled out our phones and looked at. We have an app that gives us like a really quick view of all the cameras at once, and it was a bear who had apparently a young male bear who had been roaming the area looking for midnight snacks before hibernation, and he had very swiftly turned our wheelie bins over, perused the contents, and moved on. Um, it's not like I'm gonna respond to that myself or be in danger, but it allowed us to like get just the right amount of information without putting ourselves in harm's way. And we got some good laughs about it on social media by posting that. And we've actually been asked by the RCMP a couple of times for uh, footage of the camera that faces the road where there was a person they were looking for. And, I mean, it's nice to be able to help your neighbors out if they something happened to them, or and one of them faces where we park our car, so that's handy.
Ian Taylor, how do you guys use your smart cameras?
Not for looking for bears, that's for sure. That would be terrifying. Um, but I use them, I think, very much for the same reasons as Jocelyn. I'm, I really like the word you used earlier, Jocelyn. It's production, getting out of bed. It's not fast, or it's pretty much not going to happen in the middle of the night, but I can still see what's going on if there's a bump in the night or just during the day. I just like to be able to look and see what's going on outside. I'm under no illusions that I'm living in Fort Knox. It's just, just a regular home, and I just want to keep an eye on things.
Exactly. I use it as somebody would if they hear a noise and they wanted to look out the window, but I don't have the ability to do so. So it's, yeah, again, to reiterate, just that peace of mind is really nice, especially if you're bedridden and you keep hearing a noise outside and you might not want to disturb your caregiver or loved one in the home. It's something that you can do independently.
Yeah, you guys may have had this experience too, but one of the most frequent reasons that I use the cameras is that when I get deliveries, Amazon and stuff, they ring the bell and walk off. So I have no way of really knowing whether they're dropping the thing off and leaving, or if I have to get up, wherever I am in my office or the bathroom, and answer the door right now. Like, I don't know that if I'm just listening for the doorbell, but I can check the camera and know if someone's waiting for me to respond, or if I can, leave it a couple more minutes. So it's handy.
Definitely. And I have a question for everybody here. Am I the only one that their camera thinks that I'm a garbage can?
What?
Because
Certainly
I
not
have
mine.
the, okay, because I have the
Yes.
person detection on, and I don't know if it's because I'm wearing all black quite frequently, but every single time it's like, we believe there is a garbage can waiting at your front door.
Is that a comment on your personal style, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah, I try not to take it personally.
It's the shine off your head. It thinks it's a metallic can, reflecting the shine.
Ouch! Oh, that is
Love it.
brutal.
All right, well, we'll separate you guys soon, but let's move on now to smart sensors. So we don't provide a lot of smart sensors here at TIL, especially door and window sensors, but I think you guys do use them, don't you?
I do. Yeah, we have one on our garage door because I mean, I would imagine you guys too have, adaptive equipment and cluttering up your house in some room. In our house, we have this tiny little garage, and I have a hand cycle and stuff in there, and the garage door itself. This is where it comes to peace of mind because it's expensive stuff. I It's all the way around the back of the house, um, and I always forget whether I've closed the garage door, and so that gives us the opportunity to know like immediately is the garage door closed and secure. Um, so that's really helpful, and we have used them for other reasons in the past, just kind of based on where and when we need them. My husband is a big fan of smart home technology. I'm just like the beneficiary of it. So,
I use some around the house. I have some internally. They don't serve much of a purpose other than being useful for automations. So when, say, the bedroom door is closed and then it's opened, later in the evening, I can generally assume I'm going to bed and I might want to turn the heater on. I know that
mhm.
my August locks also came with a small accessory that they come with that can detect whether or not they're closed. I don't know if it's all models, but it just so happens the ones that I have, they did come with I think they call it door sense, which is kind of a bit self-important, but we won't go into that. So that lets me know when the front and back door have been left ajar, if that ever happens, which it doesn't usually, especially with the automatic door openers. But it's nice to be able to see, oh, they're both closed, we're all good.
I love that the first thing you said was automations. Because when I think of door and window sensors, it comes way back from, ADP coming into my home and setting up a security system. So it was all about security and being alerted or notified when somebody breaks into your home. But I love that you're using it for automations. Ian, what about you?
Same here. So I have sensors all over the house. For privacy and security, I definitely appreciate being able, again, to having in that good night routine, letting me know if any of the windows have been left open. And it's good for that. It's also good, as Taylor mentioned, for the thermostat. If all the windows and doors are open, then I don't want the thermostat to be working extra hard. So they're an integral part of
Mhm.
my smart home for sure.
I hope everyone enjoyed and learned something new from that interesting discussion on how to use smart home technology to enhance safety around your home. Please ensure that you are subscribed so that you are notified when we upload the part two to this discussion, where we are going to talk about privacy and how you find a balance between maintaining your privacy and using all of the amazing features that smart home technology offers us. We'll see you soon.